I'm Harry Mays, and the Eagles defy logic again because who says you can't go 0-8 in the passing game in the second half and still win an NFL football game?
I'm Jason Myrtetus, and to make Harry happy, as Glenn Fry once sang, the heat is on, but the Eagles get a win. Woo! It's the Eagles Locked On Squad Show.
You are Locked On Eagles Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yes, the heat is on. Today's show brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. 20 of 21, 4-0 on the season. Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle at the end. I guess it made it more exciting, but 4-0 is 4-0 after the first month of the season. The extended preseason, Harry, is in the books, and the Eagles sit atop the NFC with another NFC conference win over what I think is a pretty good football team.
Oh, yeah, I think Tampa Bay is pretty good. And especially when you get that feels like 100-degree temperatures, and they put the visiting team on the side of the field that gets the sun in the afternoon. I mean, it's a legit home field advantage, and stand up for the Eagles because they found a way to do it again today. The special teams strikes again. I mean, the start of that football game was Sidney Brown getting that touchdown off the punt block, getting them out 7-0. I mean, that was huge. You saw a lot of different things. It was the thing about these Eagles games in these last couple of seasons, there's so much that happens. Like every series seems to have something where you're like, man, it's like a bold print thing to write in your notebook. Like there's so many plays that take place where guys are making plays. It's just mind-blowing. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell's making plays all over the place. Jahad Campbell, you had Ajomo with that big jailbreak sack that pushed him back to about the midfield mark in that game. There's just so much stuff. It's remarkable that Tampa makes a couple of big plays in the passing game. Their kicker hits one from 65 and then 58, and you still find a way to win, though you didn't complete a pass in the second half.
I'll tell you what.
It's remarkable.
It's crazy, and Louie DiBiase joins us right now, too. You have Baker Mayfield on one side. You're getting absolutely baked on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
I would never want to work this game as a sideline reporter. It looked like it was cooking.
I did a game down there on the sidelines, but thank God it was at night.
Oh, my goodness. Like you saw the effect in the second half of the heat down there. The first thing that goes with the heat is the mind. It starts making you crazy.
Yeah.
Because you can't fight it off anymore. And when you're on that sideline where the sun is just beaming on you straight on, I mean, you just saw Eagle players there's a delirium that comes in.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That is a legit in September home field advantage.
I think that's why I'm so impressed with the defensive performance, and I'm still feeling better about this win than concerned, although there's things definitely to be concerned about with the offense. This Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing they're doing the last 2 weeks, they have to find more consistency or they're not going to win another Super Bowl. But for the defense that constantly was not getting rest because the offense was stalling out, 3-and-outs every single drive, like Harry said, Jalen Hurts did not complete a single pass in the second half, 100-degree plus heat, and they found a way to force 2 turnovers in the second half, get that sack by Ajomo to hold things off. It's unbelievable, but that's also a perk of having the youngest defense in the NFL. Like the 2023 Eagles defense would not have been able to hold on there. You have young, in-shape players that can run, especially Quinyon Mitchell. Like those 2 forcing completions on that final drive. He refused to let this team die, and I think he was the player of the game.
I agree.
Even with Campbell's turnovers, like number 27 from the start to the finish was all over 2 of the more underrated receivers in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's shadowing Ibuka for most of the game, but then he makes 2 big plays where he gets his mitt right in between the receiver's hands and just knocked the ball out. It was brilliant.
His tracking and his long arms was amazing in that game. I thought Cooper DeJean made some really
he did too.
He had a couple nice forcing completions on Ibuka too. I mean,
they tackle so well.
It's unbelievable that
Fundamental.
two corners and a linebacker are like winning games for the Eagles. I mean, what universe did I teleport to? That I mean, the play Bond made and Campbell with 2 turnovers. He's made 3 like game-saving turnovers already this year. The fact that Howie Roseman like changed his philosophy and is drafting these positions high now, you're reaping the benefits of it. Like it's clearly saving you wins.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look. I got to give a lot of credit to Baker Mayfield, like that scramble that he has late in that game on third. That's an unbelievable play. The 2 throws for the bomb touchdowns are ridiculously good throws. He's directing traffic, and motioning into his back to get up the field. I mean, I thought
But he's still frantic. Like he's a very frantic quarterback. Yeah. And he's always been that way, even in college at Oklahoma, where he had more talent on the field than the opponents most of the time. But I saw plays that he was trying to make when he was with the Cleveland Browns. And the one where Jahad Campbell, where he came up with the interception, but down by the end zone, where he's just, he's escaping and he's just like, I got to throw it. And he throws it. And it was a totally ill-advised throw.
Is that the one that Blankenship tipped for the interception? It just slowed the ball down on the right side of the field.
It was on the right side of the field. Yeah. I don't know if Blankenship was involved or not.
Somebody tipped it.
Like you got to credit the Eagles defense because they were making life very difficult for him.
That interception by Campbell too. I mean, I thought that was going to be the game. I thought Tampa Bay was going to take over at that point, and for him to close in on that route in the right corner, right in front of the end zone, is just for a player that used to play edge rusher. Yeah. And coverage was kind of the one thing I was concerned about with him playing inside linebacker at the next level. I know he got beat on that 70-plus yard touchdown a couple drives before, but for him to make up that and close in on that ball, Bucky Irving, and to finish the play, like to actually catch that ball. Because last year with Quinyon Mitchell, you saw a lot of the times he put himself in positions like that to make plays, but he wouldn't catch it. Yeah. For a linebacker that's doesn't have natural hands and is normally a pass rusher, to make that play in such a massive spot. Both rookies have done that this year. Like Drew Makuba had a pick in the red zone, in the end zone against Kansas City, and now Campbell today. I mean, again, it's just a testament to how well this team now drafts early on, and that was not the case for a long time.
I mean, the defense and special teams just keeps coming up with plays.
Yeah.
The Eagles, by the way, I don't know if you guys talked about it yet, first team ever to have back-to-back blocked kicks/punts for touchdowns.
Is that right?
Oh, my
God.
Yep. And last week with Jordan Davis.
Yep, Jordan Davis and then Sidney Brown today. Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, let's talk about the special teams because it was 2 block kicks last week. I mean, they had one of the most spectacular kicks you'll ever see against them this week in the 65-yarder in the humidity and heat. And then, they block that punt and take it to the house, Sidney Brown, and they're off and running, and they got Tampa on their heels early in the game right away. They rode that to the win eventually. That's really what won the game for them, was that first half. But these special teams, we don't talk about special teams a whole heck of a lot. No. But, geez, they've been consequential. Yeah.
Can we talk about Braden Mann real quick? I mean, the Eagles punter, I can't believe he hasn't been drug tested yet. I mean, the bombs this guy is hitting.
That one on the left sideline was absurd.
He hit one last week that it felt like it went 70 yards. And today there were, I feel like 4 or 5 straight punts that backed them up into the 10, 15-yard line. And shout out to the Buccaneers returner. Like, he made some great plays. He had a 65-yard punt return, I think. Yeah.
45 yards return.
Can't remember the name, but he had a great return. Yeah. So Mann, though, is constantly backing them up. And you're right. I mean, we don't talk about special teams a lot, but they were huge in this game because Tampa had to drive the length of the field a lot, including that final drive, and it killed a lot of clock.
It really did. It's amazing to be that good in all phases of the game. Even special teams for the Eagles is a huge factor. If they're subpar or just average on special teams, they don't win that game today. You don't win 20 of 21 if you're just average in any phase of the game, but they're not. Is their special teams the best in the NFL? Maybe not, but it's certainly in the top third.
I agree. You
gotta look at it.
I think returning is the one thing they still need to work on.
Right. A lot of fair catches. They don't really have a lot of dynamic return guys.
But overall, their kickoff coverage was great too today. I mean, they tackled on defense. I know you guys mentioned it already, but on defense and special teams, they tackled so well. They fly to the football, and Keely Ringo, I thought, had a solid performance. He's still though kind of a liability in space tackling, but I mean, the way they were just wrapping up, DeJean, Campbell, Bond, Quignon had a couple nice hits. Like, it's one of the best tackling teams in the NFL. And if you remember the first month of last year, it was the opposite. So they've come a long way.
Until the bye week.
They couldn't tackle anybody.
After the bye week.
Think about what's taken place basically over the last 365 days.
Right.
Like a calendar year.
Like, look at what happened last time they were in Tampa Bay. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. And the quarterback didn't play in the game that they lost. You know what I mean? Like,
he was out early against Washington. Yeah.
I mean, look, what's happened in the last year is almost like a mirage of like, is this even possible in today's NFL to do what they've done? I mean, they bent in this game in the second half, and all the momentum in the world was in Tampa's favor. Like, you could feel the swing of momentum. They hit the 65-yarder, then the Eagles, boom, 3 and out. And you go, uh-oh, the snowball's starting to roll downhill. But I think you got to give a ton of credit, even giving up 2 70-plus yard bombs to Vic Fangio, because they just don't panic. Like, I don't understand how they don't panic, because I'm panicked watching it, but they don't seem to panic.
And it's also like that touchdown to Egbuka. I mean, just a crazy play. I don't know how that football fit in there, where Reed Blankenship dives across the field, almost tips it down, and then Makuba definitely didn't know where he was, like space-wise. Like, his head's spinning all around trying to track the ball. But he almost made a play on the ball too. So I think even though those 2 plays back-to-back were alarming, the Eagles are very good at – I think it's the first time – they've given up 70-plus yard touchdowns with Vic Fangio on defense. So I don't imagine that'll happen again. It was just like 2 plays broke down, and Baker made a really nice throw down the field. So
they were
there's not much
receivers on both of them.
Right. There's not much that concerns me about this defensive performance at all. Outside of, I'd say, like Jalen Carter, clearly injured and not in shape right now, not making the impact we thought early on.
Right.
But the fact that you're looking this good on defense, even without your best player being at his top of his game, like, I think that's a win through 4 really tough games.
Yeah, how about the fact that Brady even called that? He's like, Buka really was the clear-out guy. He wasn't even in the progression, but yet Baker threw it to him. And you nailed it, Louie. Like, you could tell he was, like, totally lost his...
Didn't know where he was space-wise at all. Yeah,
totally lost it.
Yeah, I mean, but... And then
kind of a freak play.
Really.
Yeah, for sure.
That one, and then the one down the sideline. That touchdown too that's not the intention of the running back to dart up the field like that. There, it just ends up they're just vamping.
Yeah, he created a play.
Yeah,
and it's almost like you're playing sandlot football.
Yeah, you see Mayfield's pointing for him to go upfield, and as soon as he does, he delivers the perfect pass.
Yeah,
I mean, this, if you put together the second half of last week and the first half of this week for Jalen Hurts, you have like the perfect quarterback. But if you also combine the first half of last week and the second half of this week together, you have
it's like the worst performance you've seen in 5 years from this offense. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering how you guys are feeling. I don't know how to. You could really look at it as glass half full, because like the elite foundation, like you're seeing the glimpses. That first half looked like Super Bowl 59, but to not complete a single pass in the second half is so. It wasn't just that they struggled, but they literally couldn't do anything. I think that will alarm people more than feel encouraged about what happened in the first half. But
I agree.
They just got to figure out like the consistency, because you can't do this every week and win.
And I was just about ready to give Kevin Patullo some credit for a little creativity with the way they got the ball to Goddard and the shuttle pass, and
his red zone play calling looked like Andy Reid. It was great.
They had the diamond formation over there. Like there were some things that I hadn't seen, and I'm like, oh,
with the counter
looks
reverse.
good.
Yeah,
you had the counter sweep out of the tush push and all that kind of stuff, and then they just go nil in the second half. I'm like, now what?
And again, it takes forever and a day to find a way to get A.J. Brown involved.
Yeah.
Again.
And then they
really
force fed him
involved.
and when he was not open in the fourth quarter. I mean, 3 straight plays. So, they don't know how to get him involved at all.
No.
That was 1, 2, 3 and out, forcing 3 throws to A.J. Brown. And even the last one would have been way short of the first down marker.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
He had 9 targets, 2 catches for 7 yards.
Yeah,
it's just he runs 3 routes. It's either a 3-step crosser, little slant. It's the 7-step comeback route, or it's just a deep ball, like along the right or left side.
Go route or something.
Yeah, they need to start using him inside more. Like try quick passing with the screen game. I don't know what it is. Like use more mesh. Get him across the middle.
Rubs at all.
No. So, I mean, they just don't have a plan with Brown. And I know he's so good, you don't need to really scheme him open, but you should be trying to scheme open your best player in the passing game. And yeah, that's one thing Patullo's not doing great at, is finding a way to get Brown the ball creatively. Yeah.
Look, I don't know how to come out of this game. We came out of last week, and it's the second half comeback. So the recency of the successful comeback is what kind of sticks in your brain. Wow, what a great comeback. What the offense is alive. This game is the reverse of it. And I come out of this game, I go, yeah, it's 4-0. This A.J. Brown thing's a problem. Lane Johnson in and out.
The run game's the bigger concern, right? Because I think the passing game's always going to be inconsistent no matter what. I think we can accept that. The run game, they normally are the best team in the league at closing out games when they have a second half lead, especially multiple scores. Yeah. The fact that they cannot get anything going on the ground, that's what I'm more concerned about.
Yeah. I mean, we could say about every one of these games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're 4-0.
But they're 4-0.
Like three really good teams and then a division rival. So that was the gauntlet of your schedule, and you got through it undefeated.
Yeah, I mean now you got Denver. Denver at home, and then
Denver, New York twice.
The Giants won today. Jackson Dart actually, made some plays legit, and they won. And then at Minnesota, and then the Giants again. So this next,
then you're at the bye week.
This next month here is going to be a lot easier than the first month.
And remember, last year in September, it wasn't smooth sailing. They were 2-2, and then they went on a 10-game win streak. So maybe they figure it out. But again, you just can't, with even as good as this football team is, you could be inconsistent at times throwing the football, but you can't not complete a pass because the run game isn't there to bail you out right now. So if both of those units are going to be struggling, I don't know. The defense can't bail you out like that every single week.
Or the special teams,
right.
It's really crazy.
And look, the offensive line just isn't as dominant as it was.
No,
it's a good point.
Especially with Lane Johnson coming out of the game. It's just
Tyler Steen out of that game for a while.
Yeah, at one point you had Pryor and Fred Johnson in on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're not going to be as successful with Pryor and Fred Johnson in there.
And Landon Dickerson's not 100%. These
clearly
bothering him.
And again, teams are putting 8 in the box, and they're saying number 26 isn't going to beat us. So they got to find a way to spring him loose. I mean, that's the thing is the explosive runs he's averaging under 3 yards a carry in back-to-back weeks, which is concerning. But to not have any chunk yardage plays from Saquon,
no home runs.
That's what I'm a little bit more concerned about. And obviously last year was unrealistic to expect that to be a year after year thing. But you're not even seeing 10+ yard run. I'm not talking about 70 yarders, but where's the 10 to 15 yard run where he's breaking tackles? You're not seeing it right now.
He had an 8-yarder.
He had a 10-yarder today. Was his long. Last week he had a 12-yarder. The week before against Kansas City, 13, and Dallas, 16. But like Louis said, 2.3, 2.6 the last 2 weeks average on the ground. That's not Saquon.
Nope. Yeah, well, look, fact of the matter is this. 4-0 is 4-0. We'll talk about the impact of 4-0 going forward as we break down an Eagles win once again. 20 of 21 games they've won. It's absolutely incredible. Back after this on the Locked On Eagles Squad Show postgame show. All right, let me tell you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks. It makes it so simple. Simplicity is the key to life. They say, variety is the key to life. Well, simplicity is right there with it. It's fun. A simple way to add more excitement to an already great thing, football. You just pick more or less on player projections, whether it's Josh Allen's passing yards, Saquon's rushing for a touchdown. Maybe it's on Jalen Hurts on yards, where after the first half, you feel great. In the second half, you go, what the heck happened? It's not easy. It's simple to do, but it's not always easy to pick the right side because you got 2 halves of a football game and a lot can change. And it's so quick to get in on the action. What it does is it just makes everything more exciting. It really does. Games that you don't have a ton of juice for, you go on Prize Picks, you pick your side, and you have a little bit of skin in the game, if you will. You can make your lineup in under a minute. So that's how easy it is to do. Search rank. What's the next game on TV after? Boom. There you go. Let me get in Prize Picks. And Prize Picks, they just added stacks. If you want to ride with a player, you can select their pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns all in one lineup. You got a guy you feel like is really going to have a big week. There you go. It's also fun to follow other players in the app. You can copy their lineups with just one clip. And with one click, rather. And the new injury reboot feature. Now, this is cool. If your player leaves early and doesn't return, it won't count against you. That's brilliant. So check this out. Download the Prize Pick app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups. $50 in lineups. That's a good deal. That's a great deal, as a matter of fact. So you got to get in on the Prize Picks, and you get that $50 by using Locked On NFL as the code for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Guys, today's show is also sponsored by Rugiette. You've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. Maybe you've even tried them, but if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rugiette Go Long. Rugiette Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula, so you can get hard and go the distance. The effects can last up to 36 hours. That's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly right to your door. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? Head to Rugiette, RUGIET.com, and use the promo code LOCKEDONNFL for 15% off your order. That's Rugiette.com, promo code LOCKEDONNFL. Make sure to use our code so they know that we sent you.
Now, look, samples of the Rugiette.
What'd he say?
Yeah, have you gotten any free samples of the Rugiette?
I can't say I have.
Membership has its privileges.
I knew something was coming after that, Reed.
4-0. That's what the Eagles are. Let's, for a moment at least, get 20 of 21 wins out of our brain. It is insanely impressive. But the fact of the matter is this season is 4-0. They've got conference wins. They've got division wins. They've got a win over a Super Bowl rematch in the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. They've got 2 road wins. They won in Tampa in the heat. What does this all mean?
Well, I mean, you say 20 of 21, is terrific, and we should focus on this year. I think the whole 20 of 21 is being undersold nationally. That is a storyline that we hear about this stinking Miami Dolphins team all the time.
Only the Patriots have gone on a run like this ever. This is one of the greatest runs of all time.
This is one of the greatest runs in the sport.
Yeah,
and I think it's kind of being undersold by the national networks and the guys, on Sundays and the pregame shows.
It's because how they do it, right? I think it's how they're winning is what it's what bothers people.
Yes,
along
with
the
tush
does the way
push.
they're winning bother? Because of the
it's because of the push. Like even today, they didn't run the tush push a single time in the first half, and yet they did like a 5-minute monologue where they brought Dean Blandino on into the booth to complain about it. It's like they proved to you in the red zone 3 different times in that first half they can score without it with those different Andy Reid the underhand pass to Dallas Goedert,
or whatever
the
they
shuffle
call
over the middle. Then they use the tush push like you said, the counter sweep to Saquon. And yet I think that's why people aren't giving them credit, is because they almost think it's like a gimmick the way they're doing it. It's like they're cheating.
Right.
Almost like the Patriots, like early in the 21st century, but that's just not the fact of the matter at all. I think if I had to guess why, that's probably it. But the Patriots are the only other team from 2003 to 2004 that ever went on this kind of run. Like historically, it's never been done.
Right.
And the way they're doing it against great teams, like I know that's inconsistent throwing the ball, but that's not the only way you can win football games. And they won a championship last year proving that. So
like Blandino came on and kind of like ate crow and said, like, I went a little too far. It's too hard to officiate, because that one week he was saying that when the Eagles played against Kansas City.
He said, I'm done with the tush push or something that the second week of the season. Yeah.
Because, look, in replay, it's very difficult to officiate it.
It's not an aesthetically pleasing play. Let's be honest.
Neither is a quarterback sneak or a field goal.
3 yards in a cloud of
things
dust was never aesthetically
And if they
pleasing.
just ran the quarterback sneak without the pushing, nobody would have a problem with
I
any
almost
of this.
wanted them to do that this week. Just to be like, see there, we can do it this way too.
Because I think they would be very good at that even without the pushing.
But that's the thing. They're perfect in the red zone this year, 11 for 11 scoring. And this week they didn't use the push. So is this not? It's just the thing with the Eagles and with the way they win. It doesn't matter how much more evidence is provided to these critics. Like their minds are made up. That's why I've had it even with the Jalen Hurts discourse. It's they made up their mind in like 2021, 2022 about this football team, and they're not going to waver. They didn't need the push today, and they still scored 31 points. But I just don't think they'll ever get the credit.
Do you think that they knew that Dean Blandino was going to awkwardly sit between Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady and go on this whole thing about it? And they're like, well, we're going to show it and then not do it
And
today.
they showed all the stats breaking it down. It's like,
Yeah.
I would understand if the Eagles just ran it 3-4 straight times and scored, and there was a bunch of penalties, but
Well, against Washington last year. Like, that was embarrassing for Washington.
To have
like,
them just shove it in our face like that is like, I don't know. That's just, I guess that's par for the course. Like last year with the Chiefs, the way they were winning, people were sick of it. People got sick of the Patriots.
Well,
that's
the
proof
Chiefs,
that you're.
They thought
That's proof you're becoming another team.
The officials were on their side. That was the whole thing with
Right.
the Chiefs.
Yeah.
At least that's not the case for the Eagles.
There's always something when you're close to becoming like another level of, like when you're breaking history and becoming, I don't want to say dynasty for the Eagles, but like when you're getting to that stratosphere of winning consistently, this is kind of the treatment you get. So I almost take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
You get picked apart at the seams because
of course.
You're
People are
doing
sick of you.
something that you shouldn't be able to do.
The Spygate or the deflated footballs with the Patriots.
They manufacture ways to try and knock you down.
Denigrate greatness. Yeah.
It happens in every sport. It really does. They're always trying to knock these teams down. And in today's pro sports, especially, like the parity that's in the league, they don't want dominance. Like to dominate almost defies how these leagues have evolved.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But I will say this second half performance by the offense only goes to build their case as to why people don't want to give the Eagles any credit when they win.
Well, what it does too is it keeps this argument of Jalen Hurts alive. He has been Jekyll and Hyde, and look, he wasn't protected particularly well in the second half. I didn't think he made good decisions. I didn't think Petula made good decisions. I didn't see any design runs for him that really helped relieve pressure, which I think would have helped him when the running game's not working and the passing game's not working. You put him back there in shotgun and you put him in a situation where you spread them thin and you let him run with the ball a little bit. Why was that not part of the equation?
Or even like getting him on the move outside the pocket, like try some counter plays, like some play action under center, like get him away from the blitz, like quickly try to bail out. Yeah, there just wasn't there was a lot of great answers for pressure in the first half, but it just felt like they ran out of ideas and there was very little separation. I almost want to hope that some of it was the heat because like Devontae wasn't getting open, Goddard, A.J. Brown, there was little separation. But again, this is just kind of who they are to a degree. You just can't have it be that bad. Like last year, they showed you can still win a championship with a Jekyll and Hyde kind of passing offense, but you need to be able to run the ball well, and you can't have the variances that you're getting this year. Like to not complete a pass, you can't be that bad or it's not going to work.
I kind of think that's the scariest thing of all through these 4 games is the lack of the running game, though.
I agree.
Because
much more than the passing game.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about the home runs that Barkley, because he hasn't, typically you'd think he'd have 1 or 2 big gash runs, maybe not for a touchdown, but like a 60-yarder or something to change field position. He hadn't had any of that, and he's really been bottled up, like I think, through 4 weeks. So that concerns me.
Yeah, not
Shipley
averaging
hasn't done anything either.
Yeah. A.J. Dillon had one nice run today, but like averaging under 3 yards a carry with this offensive line and Saquon Barkley back-to-back weeks that's concerning for sure.
No doubt.
The thing about it too is, like, you look at this team, and I'm just wondering, like, I don't know when it bites them because it continues to not bite them because the defense, like we said last week on the squad show in the post game. The defense holding them to field goals and not touchdowns is a huge deal. This week you stake yourself to a huge lead. And what was Jalen? 15 of 16 at one point?
15 and 16 at halftime for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. He finished 15 of 24 with $130 and 2 touchdowns.
Can somebody I know none of us can explain it. Can anybody explain that to me?
No.
Like that's unexplainable.
That's the thing.
That can be his end stat line.
Yeah.
I guess you have to go back and like rewatch the All-22, but I just, from a first glance, I don't know what it was. Like, was it the heat? Was it just that Tampa Bay locked them down and they were playing too conservative? Momentum? Was it just like bad play calling? Was it Jalen not seeing the field well? I don't know what it was, but
like again, this continues in the second half too. I mean, but you can say everybody went away because they didn't do anything.
I just think it's when you become a one-dimensional offense, whether it's you're running the ball well or passing the ball well, when you become predictable, defenses eventually are going to adjust to that. And if you can't beat the team in multiple ways, you'll struggle to be able to do that one thing, right? I think not being able to run is hurting the passing game. And earlier in the year, when you can't pass the ball, it's going to hurt the run game. So you got to be able to do both to a certain floor to be a title contender.
I almost feel like a fraud, like trying to figure this out because they're 4-0.
Yeah.
Like back to where we started in this segment. Like they're 4-0, and
I just think if they fix the run game, they'll be fine. Because you'll have some more big passing performances like the Rams second half again this year. Last year, again, it was very up and down. You still won a championship. You still have all the same strengths as last year, but the run game's not there. If that isn't figured out, you're not going anywhere because the passing game's not going to be what it was in 2017, 2022, the first half of 2023. I just don't think it'll get there. So you need the run game.
I mean, you look at their possessions in the second half, 3 and out, and these were like, 2 minutes and 28 of possession, 52 seconds of possession.
And you're throwing the defense right back out there like Chip Kelly did.
Then a minute 40, that was another 3 and out. So 3 straight 3 and outs. Then they got the touchdown after the fumble recovery. Then you go into the fourth quarter, 5 plays and a punt, 3 plays, 0 yards and a punt, had it for 28 seconds. Gave it right back, but then got an interception, and then a 3 yards and a punt. I mean, they did absolutely nothing.
I think they got lucky on the call, on the review of the fumble recovery.
Oh, the fumble?
I just don't think they could see that his shin was down.
Well, it's because they called it a fumble on the field, and
you
couldn't see enough of if his shin was down, but it was very close.
Yeah, I just can't believe it, too, because they were so good throwing the ball in the first half. He had 1 incompletion and then didn't have a single completion the rest of the way. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah. And even like the throw to Calcaterra, it was like this. They looked just efficient offensively. Like, I have never been so conflicted about a team in 2 weeks because they've been so Jekyll and Hyde first half, second half, just in the inverse of each other. In my entire life, like I have no idea what to think.
If they didn't turn it around last year, I think people like to skip over 2024, the year they won a championship. They keep pointing back to 2023, like the dam's gonna break eventually. Mm-hmm. But the opposite happened last year. If it wasn't for last year, I'd be panicking a little bit more. But we just did this, so I don't. Yeah. It's September. If this continues to happen in October when the schedule is getting easier, then I'll be concerned. But I've seen enough greatness from a lot of the levels of this team so far to believe that eventually it'll get more consistent. And then when more evidence is provided, I'll start to panic if it doesn't change. But I trust this team right now. And they got through the toughest part of their schedule undefeated.
It's like they're championship hardened. You know what I mean? You don't win 20 of 21 games. I don't care how crazy some of the games are.
Name me one team that's played, and I hate to do this, what about everybody else, but name me one team so far this year that's been flawless through 4 games. I mean, the NFL, like Jason said earlier, about parity. I mean, Cleveland just beat Green Bay last week. Everybody's ready to crown the Packers as the favorite in the NFC. Right?
They could lose to Dallas tonight.
Yeah, I mean, New Orleans kept it close with Buffalo a lot today. Yeah. Kansas City and Baltimore, somebody's about to be 1-3 after today. Yeah. So this is just kind of the NFL in September, too, I've learned over the years.
Yep.
But it's got to change, too, though. I'm not trying to hide. Wins don't, completely erase all the issues either.
Yeah, no, San Francisco's 3-0, and they're losing to Jacksonville right now.
Right. Yeah. They have the most injured roster in the league. Like, that's,
I think maybe we just need to see, like, a conventional kind of, just a conventional win, kind of start to finish over a giant team where
that would
it's
make
not
you
Jekyll
feel
and
better.
Hyde-ish. Yeah, like I just need like it's a normal game flow. Like,
well, what was it, 24-6 at halftime? You're thinking this is going to be the old Mikey Miss rocking chair ride.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is the 38-13 win.
Yeah. It won't get easier. I mean, Denver's defense next week is pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So the offense isn't, but the defense
like Fangio against that quarterback, though.
Totally agree. Yeah. But the Broncos defense, I mean, for the Eagles offense, the matchup doesn't get much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, all said and done, 15-24, 130.
Yeah.
Still hasn't turned the ball over.
No.
I thought he was going to turn it over with that high snap. And somehow
they lost 15 yards.
Yeah, but he didn't turn it over.
No.
This team does not turn over the ball. I mean, you go into this game, neither team had turned over the ball.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to lose him for a second there out of the game with that head injury when he got hit in the back of the head. On the slide when he hit his head on the back of the field.
Mm-hmm. They ended up not having the penalty on that, too.
Not to point that maybe affected him at all, but for a second there, I'm like, if they lose him, even for as bad as he was, I'm like, this is a total collapse. But luckily they held on. That's a huge win. Tampa Bay is, I think, a top 4 team in the NFC, and for the 1 seed, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but for a 1 seed perspective, you just beat the Rams and Bucs, so you have the head-to-head tiebreakers on 2 very good teams in this conference. Like, that's a big thing to feel positive about.
No doubt about it. I mean, You look at the rest of the conference. We talked about Detroit. I still think Detroit's pretty good.
They were great last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were.
They won today too.
I think Seattle's pretty tough. If you'd have to go to Seattle, that would not be easy.
Yeah, it's far.
But the rest of the division. Now, Washington lost this week. They got a lot of injury concerns with key players right now. So
because their average age of their starters is like 40.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and when I think you hit on something, Louie, early that I didn't even consider is that the age of the defense is so young in that heat today played a factor.
25 and under. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, they're not hanging on there. With that quick, like Jason said, it was almost like Chip Kelly's offense, just putting the defense on the field over and over with no rest. If they have a bunch of 30-plus-year-olds, like Washington's defense in that kind of situation would have collapsed for sure. The fact that they held on is unbelievable.
Does anybody know what's up with Lane Johnson? Was this more of the stinger situation? Was it a heat thing?
Did they say something different, though? They said it was I thought they said I forget. I'm trying to remember what they said the injury was. It was
I don't know that I ever heard it.
An injury. Yeah, when he was sitting there, I think they said
Looks
shoulder.
Shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I know that was Jalen
Carter.
Jalen Carter's was a shoulder, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was Lang.
Yeah.
That was kind of Lang.
Yeah, it was a shoulder injury for Carter and Lane.
All right. Let's
left
recap
knee for Steen.
the first quarter of the season, look ahead to the second quarter right after this. All right, let me tell you about 5-hour energy. Maybe the defense was using 5-hour energy today. Maybe that's how they hung on. Well, caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5-hour energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. There's so many that I like. Harry knows I'm always pounding the 5-hour energies and the extra strengths. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee. I've never had a cup of coffee in my entire life. I've never consumed my caffeine that way. Plus, B vitamins and nutrients with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. Now, what I love is how portable they're. Just little tiny, big taste. Sometimes I'll just in the car, little tiny sips. And because they're so full of flavor, so good. You can take it anywhere and get the boost when you need it. I use it when I do the Flyers games all the time. I love it because it is so small. Just pack it in your pocket or you got some in your bag. I always got a couple extra hanging on me. I always reach for my favorite flavors. Like you can go chalk and go, sour apple, or you can go cherry or grape, or you can go with all these different kind of flavors, strawberry, banana. They've got so many different now to choose from, and it's refreshing, and it gives you a quick lift before a busy day or another part of your day that you need to extend some energy into. Honestly, I love how fast it kicks in. As soon as I get up in the morning, boom, 5-hour energy down the hole, ready to go. I don't have to worry about crashing later either. Even with enough with the boring, flavorless caffeine, it's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-hour energy shots. Get the favorites you love and be bold and try something new in store. You see them right on display everywhere you go. Online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon today. 5-hour energy.
Yeah.
Saving the Eagles defense.
How many of those have you popped today?
3.
3? Jesus.
I got the box over here.
I had a few.
Harry. I ordered them right off 5hourenergy.com. I have the box on the floor.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I saw that you can go on the website and you can order them. You can order 12 packs of separate flavors and stuff, put your own case together. So I partook.
Nice.
I'm a big fan, as you know. Quarter of the season's done.
Yeah. Hard to believe, isn't it?
It really is. But
Yeah.
I wanted to come out of this game. I wanted to ask a question, who's your player of the game today? But I can't. I don't want to ask you guys the question, hey, who's the player of the game today? Because I don't know that there's really an answer.
Well,
so maybe we look at it as the
I'd
first
say it's
quarter.
like Quinyon Mitchell and Jihad Campbell together.
I agree. But I think Quinyon would be my answer. I have the stat. I just pulled it up. Against Chris Godwin and Emeka Egbuka today, 7 targets against Quinyon Mitchell, just 2 receptions allowed for 6 yards. 3 stops on third down, 5 forced pass incompletions, 5 pass deflections on the game. That was one of the best. I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, but that was one of the best corner performances I've seen in Eagles history. I mean, that was just against 2 players that good and that kind of heat where Vic Fangio's having him shadow those guys, playing a lot of man coverage. Mm-hmm. I know Campbell had the 2 turnovers in the second half, so he'll probably get the win there if we were voting, but Quinyon I could not believe the performance.
Yeah, if you look at the first quarter of the season, who's the MVP of this team so far? I can't.
You could argue it's Campbell. I mean, it's probably Fangio, but if I had to pick a player, Jordan Davis would be up there. But I would probably say Campbell or one of the linebackers, Campbell or Bond. Campbell's made 3 like game-winning turnovers in the second half already this year. He's the highest graded rookie of anybody in the last year's class, according to Pro Football Focus, heading into today. And I know that touchdown will dock him, but he had 2 more turnovers in a big spot. It's kind of crazy, but I think it's the day one rookie so far.
It's nobody on the offense.
Yeah,
no, it's definitely not.
Like you're definitely not giving it to Saquon. We've talked about his drop off, and I don't know that that's really on him as much as it is teams stacking the box and the Eagles not figuring it out. It's not Jalen Hurts. It's been maybe too inconsistent. AJ Brown and Dante Smith, Dante Smith had a great catch in the first quarter today. It made that great catch along the left side by the sideline.
Yeah, and that was it, I think.
But that was it.
Yeah,
like Devontae, I don't remember anything else out of Devontae Smith other than that play.
It is crazy too, because even in 2023, like when we all had issues with Brian Johnson as the play caller, they were still able to like force feed the ball to Brown and Smith. The fact that they've just been so irrelevant at so many points of the season is just shocking to me. Even with how up and down the play calling has been, I just can't believe they're not open. And maybe they are more than we're seeing, but it's unbelievable how little they're getting involved.
Well, and if that's the case, if they are open, then it's on Jalen. Like, what's the problem there? You know, because it's not like he's taking the ball down and running.
The problem is a couple times, like they showed, like in the second half, some plays breaking down, and there was nobody open. So I don't think that's a black and white answer. I think some of it's Jalen's been too conservative this year. If there's not a wide open pass, he's not going to fire it in there. Like we talked about,
so he's
not
becoming McNabb.
Sam, I don't want to say Sam Bradford, but there's been times he's getting these Bradford tendencies of like the third and 11 plus plays, the coward's draw, we're calling it, where they just give up if it's third and 10 plus, is crazy. I mean, I think they're just taking this conservative approach a little bit too far.
There was a third and 13 in the red zone,
and they just gave up.
They ran the ball and kicked the field goal.
And I know there's a third and 22 that they ran the ball and just gave up. And I know third and 22, like the conversion rate of that is so low, but for a team this talented to have that kind of mentality pisses me off, because this is not, you would think they're playing with personnel like 2019 at the end of the year where Carson Wentz is throwing to Deontay Burnett and Robert Davis and Josh Perkins. They have one of the most talented offenses in NFL history. For them to play with that kind of mentality is, at so many points of the season, is so frustrating, especially when you know what they can do. Like that Rams second half, it's like, there it is. Like, you know, they're capable. We've seen it. So I think that's the most frustrating part, is like, the personnel should not garner this kind of inconsistency.
Yeah, but I mean, with a 21-3 lead and third and 13 in around the red zone, you go for the kill shot there. At least give it a try.
That's the thing. I don't think they went for the. That's a good point. I think they did not go for the kill shot like nearly enough. They tried to just run out the clock. Right, especially when you're not running the ball well. I would have played much more aggressive throwing the football. If I'm running the ball well, like, okay, let's do one of our classic 7+ minute drives, but it wasn't working, so I'm going for it at that point.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of those drives where they just steal the soul of the opposition.
The run game hasn't been good enough for that.
Yeah, I mean, last year that was one of those things in the second half of last year's games where you just go, oh, they just come out in the third quarter.
Yeah,
and they had the opportunity to do it today because they get the ball to get points before the half, and then they come back with the ball in the third quarter, and they go 3 and out, and Tampa Bay keeps the momentum from the 65-yard field goal, and it just looks so different than last year.
Yeah, but they had that 31-20 lead, right? And Barkley got a little banged up on one of those plays. Remember, he stayed down on his knees, and he stayed in the game, but you could tell he wasn't quite right. Lane Johnson came out of the game at that point, so you're thinking, like, that's the part of the game where you're like, let's salt it away with the running back, eat the clock, rip off a couple of first downs via the ground, and they just weren't able to do it.
Yeah, that's why the injury to both Lane Johnson and Jalen Carter are a little concerning, because their shoulders, and they're not just like they were cramping in the heat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd much rather those guys been out of the game with cramping than a
getting
shoulder
an IV.
Yeah.
Give him an IV.
Yeah, in the IV tent. Like, I go, okay, like that totally makes sense. It's 100.
Like Harry on the first tee needs an IV because he's drinking too much the night before. And
yes. But Harry's IV is Tito's.
No.
You just need straight up some hydration.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, we talked about preseason predictions with this team, and we came up with numbers. And I think, Harry, you were at 11. But they've gotten through this first quarter of the season at 4-0.
Yeah.
And like one of our viewers says, MJS, he says, how many people were predicting the Eagles at 4-0 though?
No.
4 killer tough games. This one was the best. It's great team and great wins. And
he's right.
I guess this does affect kind of your overall number when you look at this team. Do you go to 14 now? Is this a 14-3 team? I mean, if you're 14-3, you're number 1 seed, right?
I think that gets it
without
done.
question.
Especially with the head-to-head tiebreakers now on LA and Tampa.
Yep.
You got Green Bay still in Detroit this year. So those are the other 2 teams I think you'll have to compete with for that.
Even if you split there,
you're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And we've seen, I mean, every time the Eagles make the Super Bowl, the playoffs run through the link. So that's super crucial. That's why, I don't always like to just say a win is a win. But when we're talking about the long term, which for a team this good, you kind of have to think that way, about December and January. These wins are huge in September. I truly don't want to believe that they will be this inconsistent as the year goes on. So I don't want to say a win is a win, but that's what is most important in September. It's just getting it done.
You got 2 more interesting stretches. I agree with Louie, though. The first stretch here was the toughest in
brutal.
The schedule. But
on
then
paper it was,
After the bye, you got at Green Bay, Detroit at home, and then at Dallas. That's an interesting streak.
Oh, man.
And then you got Buffalo later on in the year.
Weeks. Then you got Washington, Buffalo on the road, and then Washington again. Now, who knows what happens week 18? But the at Washington, at Buffalo is tough.
Yeah.
So I guess the whole schedule is just the tough stretch, right? I mean,
well, they go to the Chargers too. At
LA
that's
right.
Chargers,
I forgot about that game too. Yeah.
That's a Monday night game too, Harry.
Who lost to the Giants today on the road?
Yeah.
Jackson
You're
Dart
right, though.
looks pretty good.
That stretch out of you have this next 4-game chunk: Denver at home, 2 road games at New York, at Minnesota, back home versus the Giants. Bye week reset right in the middle of the season. The bye week, right? And then that Green Bay at Lambeau on November 10th. Hopefully it's nice and chilly. You're getting into Thanksgiving time then. And then Detroit at home.
What date is that?
November 10th is the Green Bay game.
That won't be cold.
It won't be tundra.
No.
But it'll be football weather.
Yeah.
Hand in the dirt football.
But I tell you,
weather.
Brian Dable looked like he wanted to tongue kiss Jackson Dart after that game today. I'm not kidding you.
I literally just watched the video just now.
I'm telling you, he almost gave him the tongue.
He's going to keep him employed. I mean, if he's going to win like that.
I know.
It's funny. I literally just watched that video too and said the same thing. It's the way I wish somebody would look at me the way Brian Dable looks at Jackson Dart.
Right. Exactly right.
That is awesome. That is incredible. Eagles, fact of the matter is they're 4-0. They will start the second quarter of their schedule coming up with a Denver Broncos next week. We'll get to some more of the viewer and listener comments right after this on the Locked On Eagles Squad Show. Eagles 4-0 on the season. Back after this.
The Locked On Eagles Squad Show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is here. FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. You're going to get $300 back in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you're going to unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the entire app. With FanDuel, you can bet in so many different ways. Parlays, player props like the anytime Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown normally hits week after week. You can even follow the live games, the live lines during games as the weeks go on. It makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something riding on the action. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started.
All righty.
Wow, Chiefs up on the Ravens 20-7.
Wow, what's going on with the Ravens?
I'm telling you,
one of them is going to be 1-3.
Yeah, the Jaguars are up 17-6 on the undefeated Niners. That's at halftime. Yeah.
What is going on in Baltimore?
I mean, they choked away 2 wins with fumbles. That's the thing. They should be 2-1 or 3-0 probably.
Yep.
Wow,
it's brutal.
All right, Harry, what are you projecting now for wins? You're at 11.
Well, that's probably a loser.
Yeah.
The under 11.5 is probably a loser.
Yeah, I mean, we reserve the right to change our projection through a season at like a quarter pole, and that's where we are.
I'll go 13.
So you're going up 2
Yeah.
to 13. Louis, how high? Where were you at the beginning? Because I was at 12.
So like I was probably saying 11 or 12. I was probably right at 12. Like if it was 11 and a half.
What did you have for the first 4? 3-1?
I had him 3-1. I had him losing to the Chiefs in Arrowhead. That game I thought was going to be the toughest. The fact that they came out 4-0 is huge. But I did have on the 11 and a half line, I would have took the over probably at 12 straight up. But now I probably go 13. Yeah. I mean, if they can run the table in October here, we're looking at maybe 14 plus.
So if it's 13 and a half is the number, where are you putting your money?
I might take the under on that.
Yeah, I'll go under.
Because it does get tougher in November and December. Like you got, like you mentioned, Green Bay, Detroit, Buffalo, 2 Commanders games still.
Yeah, and
Chargers
at Dallas. This is
I still don't like what we're seeing out of the offense week to week, half to half. I mean,
I know,
and plus with injury situations, you're looking at Lane Johnson's been in and out the entire month of September. Now we got a Jalen Carter issue. You got.
I just don't think they're going to play this bad. Like, there's no way for a 17 game stretch. Do you really do you guys believe the offense is going to stay this inconsistent? They're just too talented to be this inconsistent. I don't know.
Patullo's a factor here for me too when it comes to what this could. Like we talked about it last week at the end of the game. Was that second half a Patullo awakening, or was that Jalen Hurts saying
going rogue?
Hey, Kev, going rogue.
Yeah, going rogue.
I think it was more Jalen, but the first half today did show me growth. Like that red zone play calling was really well put together. Like it was creative, and maybe that's a sign of like things to come. Again, they're going to be inconsistent in the passing game, but I just can't believe the run game will be this useless throughout the season. They're just, even with Patullo's up and downs, they're just too good. I don't know. I don't believe it.
You say they're going to be inconsistent with the passing game. Why would that be? Because of all the talent that they've got, an offensive line and a quarterback that just keeps sort of getting better and better year to year. Why would they be so inconsistent?
Because they don't, as much as Kevin Patullo could grow this year, he's not going to be one of the best play callers in the NFL. Like that's just going to be the fact of the matter. It's going to be higher variances with him than a Sean McVay. And as good as Jalen Hurts has, as much as he's grown as a passer, I do think he's never going to be Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady level of processor, inconsistent pocket passer, layer throws over the middle.
And that's why he's always low on these lists.
Sure.
Yeah, because he's not as prolific and he's not as polished.
You can be elite, though, in different ways. Like Russell Wilson and Cam Newton, when they were in their prime, were never that player either, and they both went to multiple Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl, Cam got to one. Right. You can still be elite without that. But
of course.
From a passing perspective, that is why he is never going to be a 4,000 plus yard, even with this talent he has. Like, I don't know. I've just come to accept that. That doesn't mean he's not a top 5 player at his position. I don't think he's a top 5 passer. He has grown tremendously. Like, he diced up that team today in the first half. He can do it in the Super Bowl the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But he's going to be inconsistent.
Like that guy.
Yeah, especially when he doesn't have the same play caller every year. Yeah. If Jalen Hurts had a Sean McVay, Andy Reid every single year, I think he would find that consistency. But this is just the reality with the Eagles when you have a head coach that doesn't call plays. This is just what's going to happen. Yeah. Either they're going to get promoted to be a head coach somewhere because they're really good, or they're not going to be a good enough play caller and they're going to get fired. I don't see a middle ground unless you find a offensive version of Vic Fangio that is older and doesn't want to be a head coach.
Right. It's his last stop.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Which makes it back to the 13 and a half. It makes it really hard to predict. Like one side of me goes, hey, 4-0. And look who they beat. Yeah. I'm taking the over on the 13 and a half. But the other side is like, it's like the macro view versus the micro view. And then I micro it and I go, and this team is so inconsistent in execution. If you put two halves together and it's one game, they have one of the worst performances in years. And if you put those other two halves together and make it one game, it's one of the best performances.
And I'm leaning into the best performances because I've seen how good this team literally just won a championship. So if I'm going to pick one side to believe in who they truly are, I'm going to pick that side with their talent and their track record. Until I'm proven otherwise and they do collapse like 2023, I'm still feeling better about this team than worse.
Yeah. Well, the thing about them too is there's so much to debate about them. Like we have these like national debates that we hear about and we kind of poo-poo them sometimes, but there's internally we're kind of debating them ourselves.
Can't you do that with this is what bothers me is like, why don't we do that with Kansas City and Baltimore? Baltimore chokes every year, every single game they do this. They have as much talent as Philadelphia and they're about to be maybe 1-3. I think it's because Philadelphia is easy to poke and prod, and we've talked about it before on the squad show. Like it's low hanging fruit. It's easy to get clicks, and that's just how the city's always been treated.
Here's a good one though. Pull this one up from Bam Man 100 at 550. Dougie P is unemployed right now. He's playing a lot of golf. I guarantee you that.
Oh, play caller?
Nobody wants him as a head coach.
He would never come back.
No?
I mean, I would love it. I'm in, but
you would love it too. So would I.
I believe in Dougie P.
I would love it. It would be
so you bring him in as an OC?
Oh, it'd be great.
For sure. He would never accept that. I don't think Doug Peterson has the ego of a Chip Kelly, but I would never do that. For the team that fired me and I'm going to go be the guy that replaced me as right-hand man, no chance.
I don't know, man. You come back here, you lead him to another Super Bowl.
Like he is different. I think of anybody, he might be someone willing to do that. I'm no way.
How would Howie Roseman make dude? That is one of the.
It's more likely than Carson Wentz eventually coming back as the backup to Jalen Hurts. I guess. I mean, so
how do you make that phone call? Hey, Howie's on the phone. And there's word that he wants you to be the play caller.
But you can't bring Press Taylor back.
No,
Press Taylor. Doug Peterson would hang up instantly. The call would end.
I am
Doug?
uncomfortable thinking about it.
Wow.
What that phone call would be like. And Doug would go kind of like, oh, golly gee,
oh, shucks. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought there's a ton of talent there. I could do a lot with that. But can I work for Nick Sirianni like that?
That's not happening. Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody just said in the chat, Frank Reich, too. He's out there.
He's actually working, though.
Well, for Stanford.
He's at Stanford.
It's temporary, which
he's
is
an interim
a weird
coach
setup.
Or something. Interim coach.
Yeah. Let's get your thoughts. Do you feel vindicated on Keely Ringo?
I do feel vindicated, absolutely.
Oh, dude, it's 1 week.
People in our YouTube comments for 4 months are telling me to shut up about this kid, and today proved me right.
There's nobody left.
I was right. I mean, I'm not saying Keely Ringo's an elite football player, but the fact that it took this long to get this guy in the field, he forced an incompletion on 4th down for a turnover.
He made
got the fumble recovery. Yeah. He had a tackle for a loss, blew up a screen play in the red zone, which eventually led to a field goal attempt. Did he have some bad
more like a safety?
I think he might be one.
Yeah, I think he's better safety.
Did he have some bad missed tackles today? Yes, but guess who's also very bad? Adoree Jackson and Ja'Cory Bennett. At least there's some plus plays, some splash plays with Ringo. I would still rather trade for a star if you could get one, but of the players we have,
the options, right?
Yeah, it made me angry today seeing him play well at times. I'm like, he should have been the first guy up to begin with. I feel vindicated for sure.
Does Vic Fangio know who he is now?
Love it.
I still think he's going to watch the tape and see some of the angles Ringo took, and it's going to drive him up a wall. But I would like to just show him the splash plays that Adoree Jackson is incapable of making that Ringo made today.
I would pay for how they do the separate feeds for games. Yeah. I would pay to have a picture-in-picture box anytime the Eagles are on defense of Vic Fangio.
Louie.
Side by side, me and Fangio, and then we just have zoomed in on Keely in the middle.
Yes.
And see the different reactions.
He's so great.
Awesome. Well, Vic Fangio, when they score that second 70-yard plus bomb.
Oh, he went nuts. Yeah.
He pulled a Harry.
He spilled a dip cup up in the booth.
It wasn't his though.
No.
That was another somebody else working.
Although Reek Woolen was Ian Rappaport said early this morning that the Seahawks corner Reek Woolen, who won Rookie of the Year or was a finalist a few years ago, teams are calling about him. So maybe that could be something to consider. I don't know if Ringo did enough today to win the job long term, but I think he clearly proved he's better than what they had. The alternatives, I think, by a mile.
It is crazy that it took him this long to get to him, and the circumstances it took. But
it's because he missed one tackle on Jamar Chase in the preseason, got punished for it. So.
Well, but who hasn't missed a tackle on that dude, right?
Yeah.
Adoree Jackson did too. So
Garrett says Eric Bieniemy. I don't have any interest in Eric Bieniemy unless he's with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
They're not firing Kevin Patullo.
No, that's not happening.
Unless Howie Roseman forces Sirianni. This is getting ahead of myself, but unless Howie and Lurie kind of get involved like they did with Dougie P, I don't think Sirianni's firing Patullo next year either. He might be the first back-to-back play caller you've had since Steichen.
Because he's not that good.
Yeah, probably. But Sirianni's a loyal guy, so... Kind of like Doug was. This
win a Super
Bowl. This loyalty thing, man, it can get you in serious trouble.
When you win a Super Bowl, you get that power, and they can't not give you the ability to pick your staff. So.
Well, here's the thing too. Sirianni's won 20 of 21 games.
Right.
Like, he's got a lot of hand here. He's got a lot of control.
And he's earned it. I mean,
Totally.
Justifiably so. A year ago today, I was doing a post-game show on Locked On Eagles after that Bucs loss saying he should be fired. Like, I wanted him gone. I was done. So, I think we have to put that into perspective sometimes.
The last 365 days for Nick Sirianni has not been bad.
No.
Not very good at all.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for making Locked On Eagles your first listen today. Make it tomorrow as well with Louie. And as the Eagles continue to roll on, the NFL season is well underway, a quarter through. And for your second listen, get a double dose of Locked On NFL podcast with Tyler the Madman Rowland. He gives you a shot of espresso to start your football day while Tony Wiggins takes you into the barbershop for the smoothest breakdowns to end the day. Find Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. We'll have the midweek squad show this week. Louie's got you every day with Locked On Eagles. Eagles are 4-0. That's the fact. There's so much to debate. It's crazy. But the fact of the matter is they are 4-0, and they'll kick off the the second quarter of the season next week with the Denver Broncos. And we'll have all the coverage for you throughout, as we always do. Everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time on the Locked On Eagles Squad Show. Good.